Hi friends, let's put Frodo Baggins from The Lord of the Rings into the spotlight. Frodo Baggins is undeniably one of the most known characters from this series.
Before you came along, we Bagginses were very well thought of.
Indeed.
Never had any adventures or did anything unexpected.
He's the hobbit who becomes the bearer of the One Ring, charged with bringing it to Mount Doom to get rid of it once and for all.
The ring was made in the fires of Mount Doom. Only there can it be unmade.
According to Tolkien, Frodo's name is an Old Germanic name. The Old English form of this name was Frodo, from the Old German word Frod. Frod means wise by experience. This is obviously very true of Frodo, who learns a lot from his life experiences, especially from this life-changing journey.
There are some things that time cannot mend. Some hurts that go too deep.
His Sindarin name is Dara, which also means wise. A lot of fans have made the correlation between Frodo and Jesus Christ. Both of them are saviors, and both of them sacrificed themselves for the rest of the world.
We set out to save the Shire, Sam. And it has been saved. But not for me.
There's also the fact that Frodo left Rivendell on the 25th of December.
Mordor, Gandalf. Is it left or right?
Left.
However, Tolkien has countered this argument by explaining that a lot of people and characters in history have been saviors. There's countless amounts of people and characters who have had to sacrifice themselves for others. Tolkien also explained that he chose to leave the date as the 25th of December as a sign that this wasn't a Christian story. He could have easily changed the dates in the story by making one part of the story take a few more days or a few less days. But he decided by leaving it be the 25th of December, it shows that in the Shire, it's not an important date. Up until this point, the 25th of December was just a normal day. Of course, now it's known as the day that Frodo left Rivendell.
The ring-bearer is setting out on the quest of Mount Doom.
Though a lot of people feel that Frodo is a very weak and pathetic character, he actually has a lot more strength than most people give him credit for. Though he did occasionally succumb to the calling of the One Ring, Frodo was able to fight it off much more than any other bearer in history.
Oh, I should very much like to hold it again one last time.
Especially once he was near Mount Doom, a lot of bearers, if not all of them up until this point, would have given in to the ring. However, Frodo was still able to fight it until the very last moments.
There's nothing, no veil between me and the way of fire. I can see him.
As the main character of the story, it's not really a surprise that Frodo has the most mentions in the books.
Mr. Frodo's not going anywhere without me.
He's actually mentioned a total of 2,028 times in the story. There are few differences in Frodo's character and actions between the books and the movies. In the movie, it seems that Frodo has only had the ring for a few months when Gandalf returns to Bag End.
What are you doing?
However, in the book, Frodo has actually been in possession of the One Ring for 17 years without once using it. Again, we see his strength against the calling of this object. When it comes time for Frodo to leave Bag End, he decides to sell it in the books. This was all part of a ruse. If Frodo was selling his house and moving away, it explained why he was no longer there. However, in the movies, he just kind of leaves, and his house is still there.
Travel only by day. Stay off the road.
I can cut across country easily enough.
The movies also unfortunately remove a lot of the adventures that Frodo and his fellow hobbits have on their journey. Especially adventures that a lot of readers of the books really enjoy, for example, meeting Tom Bombadil in the Old Forest. Elijah Wood, who is the actor who played Frodo, was the youngest actor of the main cast. However, he actually played the eldest hobbit. His slightly younger looking features were explained away very easily. The One Ring expands its bearer's lifetime drastically, which means that while in possession of the ring, the bearer will still appear young because they actually haven't aged that much.
For 60 years, the ring lay quiet in Bilbo's keeping, prolonging his life
delaying old age.
Do you feel that Frodo is a strong hobbit, especially mentally, or do you think he's no different to the other hobbits we meet in the story? Please tell me in the comment section down below. And until next time, happy bubbles! Thanks so much for watching this video, and thank you so much to my Patreon bubblers for supporting the channel. If you want to see the other characters I've covered from The Lord of the Rings, you can click on the box on the left, or you can click on the box on the right to watch a video that the YouTube algorithm thinks you would enjoy. Thank you for liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos.